How surprised are you by the ramp up in the regulatory oversight and talk thereof of these tech companies?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, for the last 10 years, it's been bad to be big. I mean, let's be realistic. This just started really right after the financial crisis, and you look at Dodd-Frank and the regulations that came out for the big banks. I think big tech is suffering from a lot of the same impressions. And if you look at it, this is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. This is just a thing that the American population is really looking at. There's a lot of skepticism of bigger companies, and so I think seizing on those same populist concerns from both parties, like the DOJ and the FTC, are going to look at big companies to see what they're doing.
Why now, though? I mean, this has been a problem since the financial crisis, okay? But why go after these companies at this point when the economy's doing well and we've got an election coming up, or maybe that's because the election's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, you do it when you can. And I think big tech has largely sidestepped a lot of the issues that big financial services firms have been accused of. And this is just an opportunity. This is not the first time this has happened. I mean, the Clinton administration certainly went after Microsoft, so we've seen this move before. And prior to that, I think, certainly a lot of people went after IBM in the late 80s. So this kind of thing ebbs and flows. Right now, it's not great to be big.
And Europe's been looking at them for plenty of time, actually, and been whacking out the fines.
Exactly. So let's put those two together. Should we use the U.S. antitrust case against Microsoft as a historical guide of how this may unfold, or should we look to the European fines against Google and the likes as a precedent to follow here?
Yeah, I'm not sure there are precedents. I think we've never really had this many big tech companies being looked at all at one time. And I think, in the case of Microsoft, it was an antitrust situation. Here, it's not clear to me that it is an antitrust situation. There's a lot of concerns about security and privacy and data breaches and what people are doing with, what those companies are doing with people's personal information. So I just think it's an excuse for the government to basically muck around and take a look at what's going on underneath the covers of these companies, and we'll see if something shakes loose. But again, I just think it's bad to be big right now. You're right in the crosshairs. Certainly in a populist environment, both from Democrats and Republicans coming into this election, it's kind of tough to be big.